Hey guys, welcome back to Two Girls, One Bong.
The podcast that's better if you're stoned, and if you're not, I will lay in bed with you and make you watch TikTok videos of cowboys for 5 hours. My name is Mac Dizzle.
I'm Joya. You might recognize us from your favorite viral video, or you might have been watching our content for the last 9 years.
If you're new here, welcome. We are the original two girls. Emphasis on original two girls. And we've been making content together for almost a decade. We're so excited to have you here. Let's dive on in.
Let's dive on in. I'm just going to say that I think that probably a lot of people would enjoy laying in bed and watching cowboy TikToks with you.
Not me. That sounds like torture. If you're like, hey, Mac, we're going to watch TikTok videos of cowboys for the next 4 hours, I would rather watch paint dry, Joya.
That is so funny. Why don't you like the cowboy TikToks? I've never seen any, so I don't really know.
I hate men, so
Right.
why are we glorifying them?
Yeah.
2, Southern men. Ew. Gross, smelly men that work with cows. Yuck. I just know they smell like ass. That's the thing. You can look at a cowboy and you can be like, wow, man, riding horse. His legs. Do you want to know what his thighs smell like right now? Horse shit. The man smells like straight up doo-doo. I promise. Make him shower before you touch him.
It's funny because I actually like that. Well, I don't like the smell of cow shit, but I do.
No, there's fecal
like
matter on his body, girl. There's fecal matter on him.
I
It's
do
just
like the
in the
smell
air.
of horses.
I don't mind the smell of hay.
No, I mean literally like the smell of horse shit.
You like the
is
smell
like
of horse shit.
It's a comforting smell to me.
Clip that. Put this on the internet. She's gross, guys.
I don't like.
Listen to the word you just said, Joya. The smell of horse shit is comforting.
I rode horses as a kid, and I think it's okay. It's probably a combination of the way, like, yes, like hay and the horses themselves.
The smell of a stable is a comforting smell for you.
Yes.
I will allow that. I will say that it's a gross fucking smell.
It definitely is majority shit smell for sure. There's no doubt. Like
that's a yucky smell, girl.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
Than horse shit.
Yes, it does. But I fully understand your not wanting
aversion
to watch. Yeah, like that makes sense.
Because what I'm picturing is just them doing like TikTok dances in cowboy boots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I understand. More. I understood with your explanation, but I understand more now. If
Does
you're
it sound
picturing
more
them,
torturous?
yes, absolutely. Them doing dances, yes. Yeah. No thanks. I don't want to watch unless it's like
unless you're actually really, really good at dancing.
Yes.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see
exactly. That's it. Okay, and I posted. Yeah, I don't want to watch a cowboy doing a stupid fucking TikTok dance either. I agree. I thought so. I'm like, okay, the whole concept,
I meant like wrangling and doing their work.
Wrangling, I wouldn't expect you to enjoy watching.
Their whole profession is pretty animal cruel. They don't really seem to respect the animals very much.
I don't know. I feel like that could be, a blanket statement. I think there's probably a lot of people in that world that do respect the animals, but in a different way than what you might, and you and I both might say.
If anyone ever sees me doing this on the internet in a way unironically, I want you to come up to like find me and kill me.
Well, I thought you were going to say maybe you've been kidnapped and been forced.
Find me and kill me.
That just reminded me of, so I posted on my close friends story the other day about a guy in my gym who was like
who was actually good at dancing.
He was like definitely on a dance team at some point in his life. There's no way that he wasn't. Some sort of dance team, whether it was when he was in high school or he was a professional dancer or what, but he was definitely a dancer at some point. And he was like full on dancing in between sets. And I got a couple I got a couple responses that were like, "Oh, this is me, haha." Like people that also like do a little eat like between
Yeah.
sets at the gym, which many of us do. Like when you have music playing really loud in your headphones, sometimes it's like you
Yeah,
get a
but I
little
can't dance, so I'll just do like a
Yes, exactly. Sometimes you feel the music and you're just like, yeah. Which I try not to do in general. If I catch myself doing that, I'm like, stop.
Don't have joy in front of other people. Ew!
So,
How
but
dare
this,
you experience a small sliver of joy on this decrepit planet? Hide that from the world. Shield yourself.
yeah, I do tell myself those exact words. But this guy was like full on like,
Poppin' lockin'.
yes, like he was like, I can't do it because my fucking
Toot that
back
thing
hurts.
up, mommy, make it roll. Won't you pop, lock, drop
Yeah,
it for me, girl, get
get
low.
low.
If your
If your
mama
mama
gave it
gave
to you, baby
baby
girl,
girl,
let it
let it
show.
show. Once you pop, lock, drop it for me, maybe we can roll. Oh,
Oh, pop, lock, and drop.
honestly, somebody put that on a millennial page somewhere. Like,
That is part of my childhood. That's what introduced me
such
to
pop locking and dropping.
well, because I didn't know how to pop lock and drop.
Yeah.
The way I pop lock and drop was very Caucasian. So it introduced me to the Caucasian interpretation of dancing. Yeah, it
Wait,
introduced me to that.
what was your pop lock and drop it?
Oh my god. I don't
Yes,
even know.
please.
Because I used to think it was a shoulder thing, of course. Because I'm Caucasian.
Oh,
Everything involves arms and shoulders.
shoulders. Yes.
That's where
No
that's
lower
where
body
I
movement.
move from. That's
Yeah.
where we derive our force.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to go like pop, lock,
Okay.
and drop.
Oh
Pop
my
up both
god.
my shoulders.
Like the lean like a cholo song. Elbows up, side to that's like your hybrid.
I was like, oh, so this is probably like a similar dance, right? Pop, lock, and drop it, lean like a cholo. They, Anyways.
That's so funny.
Oh, those were great songs.
Yeah, it's so funny because there's like songs that came out like, 20 years ago or 15 years ago or whatever that are now getting assigned TikTok dances. Like, and I'm pretty sure, no
And
joke,
it's like
I
a
think
sped up version of it, and it's
it's
slowed
not even
down
the
and reversed.
it's like a complete different fucking dance on some of them, honestly. It's like they apply to TikTok like the fucking like TikTok dances. Yes,
Hate
and
TikTok
this.
dancing.
But like
The
it's
one
like
good one, Savage. That was a fun moment for the
yes.
world when we were all locked in our houses and had nothing to do. Loved that moment. Gorgeous little
Yes.
moment. I learned the dance. Did I
I
feel like I was
agree.
good at dancing? Do I ever whip out those moves at the club? No. No. And that's what I feel like dancing is for. Like you have the dance moves so that you can be at the club and be like,
Yeah.
baby
Yeah.
boy, make me lose my breath. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Have you
that.
seen that one clip? I'm sure you've seen it, but from Bring It On Again with Hayden Panettiere
Is it
crumping
just her
scene.
shit? I was at a bar with Alicia and Sydney and I made them do it. And I took a
Yes.
video of it.
I remember seeing that on your story, dude. So fucking
We all
funny.
collectively watched that and we're like, yeah.
Dope.
Fuck yeah,
She
Hayden.
can totally dance. Like,
Hayden is feeling that shit.
yeah.
Purr.
Like,
And she was
what
not.
a
She did
time.
not feel not 1 ounce of rhythm on that day.
No. And I don't even, I mean,
who directed that scene was like, you.
Yeah, show yourself. Show yourself. Because I need to know.
I have questions and I need some answers.
There were so many people who that scene went through and was approved by. Like, that's fucking
Do you think
nuts.
that Hayden thinks about that ever?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Because if there was a video of me doing that, unironically, I mean, she's acting, she's playing a character.
It's not her herself.
However, if there was an unironic video of me, maybe I like doing this. Is that why I hate it so much?
I know.
Because
You
I want
just
to do
turned
it
it on for me too, because I have never done this before in my life.
It's the TikTok girlies. They're always like,
yeah.
I don't know
with my
why.
twin, we be vibing. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure Hayden Panettiere has to think about that sometimes. But again, yeah, like because it's not her, it's like it's not like she has to take full responsibility for those actions. But girl, they exist. You did that.
She was young. How is she going to tell the director? Like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, you're right. It's not her fault at all. But
Whoever wrote
nevertheless,
that, I have some fucking choice words. The whole bring it on premise. I have some
yeah,
choice words for you, honestly.
yeah. I know I saw something recently that was like growing up is rooting for the Clovers.
Well, I
That's the
think you were
Clovers,
always
right?
meant to root
Yeah.
for the Clovers.
Well, they're technically when the movie came out, like yes, you are supposed to root for them, but the heroes of the movie were the Toros. They were the ones that the whole character arc was
No,
about.
no, I understand. So here's how I remember the movie. Little white girl on the Toros, they used to steal dance moves or dance routines from the Clovers. They're literally
Well, they had
stealing
the
shit.
same. They had the
They stole
same.
shit. They stole it.
No, they had the same coach who taught them the same. They had the same coach, and that coach taught a bunch of schools the same things.
I don't think that's the premise, Joya. I
Yes, it
think the
is.
coach stole the dance and took it. And that's why there was beef between them. And they're like, oh, you guys
Oh,
can't
the
even do
coach
it.
stole the
Yes, I
dance.
think the coach stole the dance and taught it to
Oh,
them,
okay.
whatever.
Well,
But the
because
girls did.
there's even more people throughout the movie that they have that there's
I don't recall that.
routine stolen. Yeah.
So, anyways, here's how I remember it.
Okay.
Little white girl goes to the school. Their dance troupe stole the other dance troupe's dance, which sounds about right. Valid. This kind of shit
Sounds
happens
about
all the time.
white. Yeah.
Sounds about white. So I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. And so this little girl moves. Her mom gets a new job or something, and so she has to move and go to the urban school, I guess. And now she's going to school with a predominantly black
Okay, you're on Bring
audience.
It On again. You're on Hayden
Okay, so I
Panettiere.
don't remember the first one at all.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, what are you talking about? That makes more sense. You're on Hayden
Yeah.
Panettiere.
Yeah,
Okay.
because in the way I saw that movie, it's like you're always supposed to cheer for the Clovers. Like they really portray them as the people who were being done wrong in this situation.
Totally. I don't remember that one very much.
Oh,
I do
that's
remember
the only one
Sponge.
I remember. The other one has that one girl with the fucked up tooth. What's her name?
The fucked up tooth.
It's not a fucked up tooth. It just like kind of it does something similar to mine. It just like sticks out at a weird angle. She doesn't have a Hollywood fucking veneer mouth.
It's your school has no gymnastics teams. This is a last resort.
It's
girl.
her very first scene. She has no top on, right? Like she's doing her little.
Oh, Kirsten
her
Dunst?
dream. Kirsten Dunst. Yeah, she got twisted
Yeah.
out teeth right here. They twist out.
Oh.
That's how I recognize her. Is that weird?
No.
Okay, that's yeah.
I mean, that's
Kirsten
that's what
Dunst.
your brain associated.
Yeah, these two teeth right here, they turn out.
I'm
I
gonna
think
have to
it's
go look
cute.
it up.
I think she has a really cute smile. It's not
I'm gonna
something
have to
that I
go
think
look
is
at her
ugly.
picture.
Go look at it and see if I'm valid for saving this in my memory bank.
I think it might be okay. I guess it's Kirsten Dunst, not
Whatever.
Kirsten.
If your name's Kirsten or Kirsten, you just need to live with that.
I do see resemblances between her teeth and your teeth.
Right?
Yeah.
Like because my second tooth right here flips out a little bit.
The things we notice about ourselves.
We notice in other people.
Oh my God. Okay, I saw this reel the other day that was so cute. This girl, basically, it's just her in her room, and she does a little twirl, and the caption is like, "Did you notice my biggest insecurity? Probably not," which means people don't notice yours either. And I thought that was so cute. Obviously, we're not talking about like the way your
Watch,
teeth
I'm
are
in the
shaped.
comments typing it out. It was your ankles, wasn't it?
Fucked
Just
up,
giving her
dude.
something new to feel insecure about.
That's fucked up.
It was your big fat man hands, wasn't it?
Mac Dizzle.
That's what people said to me. I never used to be insecure about my hands until I started making content. somebody said I had hands like Shrek once.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire
Have you ever
life.
seen Shrek's hands?
No.
They're girthy. They're girthy little sausages, all right?
That is not, your hands do not look like Shrek hands. That's insane.
Listen, I don't think I have hideous hands. Look at like from a distance.
They are
gorgeous little
fucking normal
fingers.
hands. And who has
Joya.
good looking hands? What do those look
Joya.
like?
There are plenty of people with pretty hands. You have pretty hands.
No, I do not.
You don't have fat fingers like me. People with slender fingers have pretty hands. That's just how it works.
I don't have slender fingers. Actually, you know what? That's not true because people with slender fingers get called witch hands.
That's not true. Okay, I can give you some very real examples. Kimmy Blair, love you, girl. Witch
Yeah.
hands,
Oh, she
skinny
does.
fingers, because she has
Okay.
big knuckles.
Oh, so then it creates a sort of like
A knot.
skeleton.
Yeah.
Yes, like it's like a
So if
bigger
you have,
and then,
the joints are good and you have slender fingers, pretty hands.
yeah. Well, hey, if you're listening right now and you weren't insecure about your hands, I bet you will probably have a little bit now.
Because it's so funny because when we started, like, we would do a video of me, like, rolling up a joint and there would be, like,
Oh, yeah.
zoom-ins of my hands and people would be like, oh my God, those sausages!
People,
I never used to be insecure about it. And now it's something I think about all the time.
it's insane. Honestly, but that's okay. So remember I was telling you, Mac, and I don't think I've said this on the podcast, but part of the reason why I struggle with posting on Instagram, which if you don't, well, I'm sure anybody who's listening to this follows me, but I have been more active in the last couple weeks.
She has, and I love seeing your face.
Thank you.
Is everyone so
Thank you
excited
for the
to
push.
see you?
Yes, they are. They are. I've had several people that are like, "Oh my God,
I
like,
literally fucking
thank you
missed
for."
you.
Yeah. But yeah, one of my biggest things with like just she's struggling to post and having the anxiety about posting is because I will watch content and who doesn't like to look at the comments? Comments are funny sometimes. And so I look at the comments on something that is like cute or funny or like heartwarming or whatever. And people are fucking evil in the comments.
Yeah.
Like,
as soon as you reach a certain number of eyes outside of your target audience, it becomes a ruthless, horrible place.
Yeah. Where, you have new insecurities created.
Yeah, and watching someone else get torn down can definitely put insecurities in your own heart.
100%. I saw a reel of this girl. The caption was, she's at the gym and she's about to load the bar. And she's like, the caption says, when you miss the good part of the song, so you have to start it over or something, which is like,
valid.
Like yes,
the pump part. You want the
good
pump
part. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, and I go look in the comments and people are like, why do you have that fucking hip pad on the bar? It's like the pad that sits on the bar so it doesn't hurt your shoulders. And people are like, you fucking weak bitch. Why do you have that pad? Take the pad off. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? That has nothing to do with the post, first of all. Second of all, you put the pad on the bar so it doesn't hurt your back or your shoulders. Like, why is that something that we're tearing someone down for? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like, you can literally do anything and people will be like, can you fucking believe this bitch?
Yeah, dude.
She's tying her shoes on the mat.
So dumb. Like,
so idiot bitch. Anyone out there who takes videos of the gym, I don't care if you're not taking videos of other people, you're part of the problem and you're part of the reason I don't want to go. Because I don't want to catch a stray in the background of your fucking video.
Yeah. I mean, most gyms don't allow people to film. And if you go to a gym that does allow, like, you have to find a place that does not allow people to film. Because my gym, you can't film. Some people will be like on FaceTime, but like it's very rare that somebody has their phone out. Which is why and just morally why I didn't film that guy dancing the other day. I was like, I'm not going to be that person.
And you shouldn't.
No, but
that's his own business,
I wanted to.
His own life. See,
now you brought me in it because I have to watch it.
No.
He was 10 feet away from me. I'm like, now I have to watch this.
So because let me show you. Let me.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let me check.
No need to go into any further deeper analogy. It's fine. Like, anybody can do what they want.
Was he hurting anyone?
No, he
it's
wasn't.
Like being mad at a gay guy for voguing. You know, no. Just let the man vogue.
Okay, because my brain immediately
zero problems with it.
What?
If he was a gay man, you would have zero problems with what he was doing.
And I wouldn't have. Or if he was black, I wouldn't have. But he was a freaking big, straight-looking white guy, and I was like, no, stop.
And this is what the white men are talking about. This is what the white men are talking about. They feel attacked, and rightly so in this moment, okay? I used to be like, you guys are full of shit. Get over it. We're not attacking you. But it's happening, and I just watched my friend do it. I'm sorry. Straight-looking white men are catching strays for feeling joy. And I understand, like, why do you get to have joy when none of us have that?
Yeah.
But, maybe
That's
he's
so
he's
funny.
honestly probably a nice guy. He's probably not a Republican if he dances.
Yeah. How sad is that? How many fucking boring fucking people belong to that party that you're able to say that and it makes sense?
You're like, yeah, probably.
He's probably
Why
not a
would a
Republican
Republican
if he
pop lock?
dances.
I've never seen
Yeah.
a pop locking president.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I don't support your hateration in the dancery on this day.
It's fine, whatever. The problem is that he made eye contact with me.
You gave him that
Don't look at me.
opportunity, though.
By looking at him? Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Well, how am I supposed to? Yeah. You're right. I love it's a love-hate situation when the tables turn, and the tables have been turned. So thank you for turning the tables on me. That perspective was needed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
You're just out here seething that a white man's having a good
I'm like,
day.
stop having fun. You don't deserve
throw
fun.
something at him.
Yeah. Just I open up my water and just throw it on him. Yeah. Stop it.
Think about what you did.
Yeah. Oh, that is really funny.
That is hilarious. Is there anything? So you've hurt your back. Anyone who is just tuning in, hey guys, Joya hurt her back. We almost didn't record today
because I was laying in bed. Yeah,
you seem pretty limber.
Well, so it's okay. So here's the thing. I a couple weeks ago, I think I lifted too heavy on one exercise, and I didn't have good form. And I know that because the
heavy
next
lift
week,
with bad form, that'll get you.
And it wasn't super heavy. It was like I did a freaking Bulgarian split squat with 25-pound dumbbells.
Squish squash.
Yeah, yes, exactly that. So it's a pretty heavy. I did 225, so it's 50 pounds plus my body weight. It's definitely like I hadn't been doing that exercise, so I did too much. And then the next week I was doing it with my sister and her trainer corrected my form. Basically, she corrected my back and was like, "You make sure you're looking this way
on the back."
She was like, "Make sure you're looking up and forward in front of you, not straight down." Which in that moment,
that's the key. Is like up and for you,
neutral
spine. Your spine.
Exactly. Yeah. So I knew in that moment last week when I did these, I was looking down at the fucking ground. I just could picture in my mind like that moment where I was looking down at the ground. So I know I did those with a rounded back. And I think since then is when it's been hurting. And so it doesn't hurt super, super bad. It hasn't been anyway. Like in general, it's like it hurts when I make certain movements, or it hurts like it's like a fast movement, like a sudden movement. Okay. Like there's been a couple times where the dogs went for something and I went to go get them, and it was like fast and it hurt. But, and also I feel like I do have to preface, I have a pretty low pain tolerance for the people that I know and have around me, specifically you. I feel like you can tolerate so much pain. So I feel like sometimes it's a pain that some people can
like you're not as tough as you give yourself credit for, though.
You mean I am tougher than I give myself credit for?
Like I think you're tougher than you give yourself credit for. I believe that you're injured right now.
Yeah. So last week I went to the gym and I just wasn't thinking, and I did one exercise with my normal weight. Shouldn't have done that. I was told to break like half it,
work
if
your
not
way
even
in.
less.
Yeah.
And so I messed up. I was able to finish my workout, but I was really frustrated with myself because I made that was completely my fault. And so it hurt for like a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. And then this morning I went to the gym and I did a somewhat new exercise. I went very light. I did not do anything crazy, and it hurt my fucking back. And I was able to
you just need to take a couple weeks off.
Yeah. So what I should have done is I told myself I wasn't going to do any lower body unless it was super light. And I yeah, didn't do that. I mean, it's the thing is, it wasn't that much weight, but I shouldn't have done it at all.
But you can't
Um,
even turn quickly. Like
well, it's
with
no,
no weight is what I'm concerned about. Like you're
I can
like
turn.
I'm saying
It's
a quick jolt, like,
so
you
what I
know?
think what it is like it's my upper and lower body. Like when I moved super, just now doing that, it's like just a quick pain. But I'm
Like
going
a
to the
sharp
doctor
pain.
tomorrow.
You're going to the
Yeah,
doctor?
I'm going to like a sports medicine doctor
Okay.
to just see what's up.
That should be
Because
fun.
I don't think it's like a really serious injury, but I think it could get more serious, obviously, if I don't.
Yeah, no, especially if you just keep going to the gym and fucking it up,
Yeah.
girl.
Well, yeah, the thing is I've been on a regular schedule, so it's only those 2 days. Like last week that one exercise and then this morning that one
Oh,
exercise. So it's specific exercises that hurt it.
I
Well, specific,
see.
yeah, movements, and I think like yeah, I wasn't okay. So just a couple days ago, I went and did dumbbell RDLs, deadlifts, dumbbells. They come down your legs and you pull back up. I was completely fine. I did those with 30-pound dumbbells, so 60 pounds, no back pain whatsoever. This morning, I went in and did a barbell deadlift, and that is what hurt my back.
You're using different muscles at that point.
Well, yeah, but not really. Not
It
that
is
far off.
though.
It's not that different though.
Because the solo ones, you are engaging so many different muscles with that because of the balance aspect of it. The pole takes out the balance aspect, so you're probably
Yeah.
using a totally different muscle group outside of that. That's why they have the different ones.
I don't think it's a well, you're definitely right. With the balance makes a difference. But I don't feel
And
like
so
it's
maybe
completely
because you
different.
have maybe because you were doing that, you were being more careful in how you moved and how you engaged the muscles. You were maybe a little bit more deliberate about it.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
pole takes some of the thought out of it. You
Yeah,
don't really
for
have to think
sure.
as much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I messed up, so
Well, I hate that for you, and I hope it feels better.
thank you. I really feel like it already feels so much better than it did 3 hours ago. So, like
That's good.
even me being able to like sit here and feel fine is great. But yeah. So,
I
anybody say a prayer out to the universe for my back, please.
sending you the best back energy.
Um, I'm sure you've heard of the TikTok series Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
I
Have you
have
been
heard of
seeing
that.
stuff about it? I watched it
Mhm.
and I took some notes if you want to hear about it without watching it.
Yeah, sure.
Are you going to watch it?
No. So, I'll give people a background as I understand it. So, basically, if you haven't heard of this, welcome to the internet. Um, there's this lady who married some guy, Legion, who has now come out and denied all the allegations, hilariously enough. He,
Oh
like,
my
showed
god.
his face. I'm like, "You didn't have to
Yeah.
come out. She didn't use your name or nothing. You
Yeah.
coulda just, whatever." Anyways, and so there's this woman who married this guy, and he's not who he said he was. But I'm also a little concerned.
With her judgment.
Well, she seems like she was very desperate to get married.
Well, there's aspects to it for sure.
Because, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna know all of this stuff before we sign those documents. Like,
Well,
I'm like, that's the thing. I've been with my man for 3 years. Like, I know what he's doing, and I know what he's up to. But tell me,
yeah.
please tell me, because like I said, I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
heard it, so maybe he's a crafty little fella.
Oh, he definitely is. But she also is a little bit like, yeah, guilty in that respect as well. I mean,
She
she
was willing to overlook a lot of red
yes.
flags in
Not
order to
yes.
find this bliss.
Yes, exactly. So,
If it seems too good to be true, honey, it fucking
no,
might
it
be.
probably is, right. Um, so yeah, they met during COVID and yeah, she did say that she is I don't think she said she was in a rush to get married, but
She
she's
had a timetable and
in her
wanted that.
late 30s. Yeah, she definitely wants to get married. And so when she met this guy who she got along with really well, um, I mean, it was during COVID. So they met like a week before lockdown. So, they're in their honeymoon phase in those first like 2
And you
weeks.
get to spend every fucking moment together now
And
because of
then
lockdown.
they quarantine together. And so they quarantine together at her house.
Interesting. Red flag
Because
number one.
he lives in a studio apartment and she lives in a 3-bedroom townhome. So it only made sense for them to be at her house.
Yeah.
Um
Does he have
Also,
where is the studio apartment in the room with us?
she saw it.
Okay,
She saw
she
it.
went there.
Yes, she saw it. She saw it.
Okay. He had keys to the establishment and went inside.
Yes.
All right. All
Yes.
right. Good work, girl.
I know, yes. So that's like, yeah, so it's like she did overlook a couple things,
She
but then also
tried. She
this
tried.
yeah, she tried. No, so another thing too, on their very first date, she was headed there and her tire blew out and this man came to her, changed her tire, took her to the tire shop, bought her a new tire, paid for the whole thing. So early on, he is
Had a
paying
little
for
cash.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's paying for everything. Once he moves into her place, he pays for all of the rent and the bills. The only thing she's paying for is like her phone and her car.
Huh.
So this man is covering all of her bills, which is what she described it as is intoxicating. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm an independent woman.
I've never been,
I've never
babied
needed
like that.
this, but I've never had it. And so she said it's intoxicating to have
Yeah.
somebody come in and pay for everything and completely take care
That's
of
why
you.
women will let their men cheat on them up and fucking down in these rich ass relationships because they
Yeah.
don't want to fucking lose that lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
intoxicating.
Yeah. So yeah. And then also, so they meet in March and then by July, she gets pregnant accidentally. So that's a whole thing. They're both religious. And so that's like a huge issue as well. She
An
ends up,
issue.
well, yeah, they're not married. They're
So they
living
don't want
together.
the baby then.
Well, they're going to have the baby, but it's a moral like dilemma.
Oh,
Like they're
because they're
like,
not
we need to
married.
get married. Like we aren't married and we're having a baby.
Well,
I know.
but you guys are having sex though, so like,
Right.
that wasn't the
And you live
problem.
together.
Just
Like
the
who
baby's the
cares?
problem. It's like very confusing how people choose to pick and apply religion.
Yes.
Like you were
Religious.
doing the
Yes.
deed. That's the problem. The baby isn't the issue. It's the
No. And they
fucking that
weren't
was the
trying to get
problem.
rid of it. It was like, we need to get married because we're having this baby. And
Or we
so,
need to get married because we're having this sex is predominantly
yes.
what they needed to say.
Right. So, and I just wrote down all the things that I could remember. I didn't like go through and take notes on every single thing. So I don't have everything, but they, when they get pregnant, they are like, he says that he's been trying to buy a house. Both of them say they've been trying to buy a house. So they're like, why not put our funds together and fucking buy a house? And so there's multiple contracts with multiple houses that fall through for different reasons. The very first one, he shows her a letter from Chase Bank that says you're approved for $750,000 for a loan. So he shows her this paper that says we can get anything up to this amount. They go and they put in an offer on a house, which means like they sign a contract that says
Yeah.
we will pay this money if we
Yeah,
get
if you
this
approve this
house.
offer, we're on the line for this money.
Yes. So she goes on to like Zillow or whatever to look at this house couple weeks later. He says they're under contract. She goes to look at it and it says it's been purchased like a couple days ago. And she knows that it's not, they didn't buy it. So she calls the realtor and they tell her, yes, somebody else bought it. So she knows that he completely lied about being under contract because the house is purchased by somebody else while it's still open ended on his end.
Okay.
So she like baits him and is like follow up or whatever. Like I don't remember the details, but
Yeah,
he
she's
tells
like,
her,
hey,
"Oh,
follow up with them. Tell
yeah."
me
And
what
so
they say.
he tells her, "Oh, something fell through. Something so there's a problem with the interest rates." But obviously she knows that that's not true.
He
Somebody
thinks
else
she's
bought it.
dumb, so he's just using mansplaining things like
Yes.
interest rates and carburetor.
Mhm.
The carburetor's all fucked up.
Yeah. So that happens multiple times where they go and look at houses and then something falls through for some reason. He refuses to show proof of funds to realtors. They say or to, homeowners,
Maybe he's
whatever
a
they're trying to buy.
scammer.
Well, so he refuses to show proof of funds like ever.
Mm-hmm.
He tells her that he's a VP, or he tells her he's a regional manager at his company and that he's getting promoted to VP of his company. So with his promotion, he gets a company car, and he gets it had to be $90,000 or less. So he goes and gets a 5 Series BMW. They go in together. He signs the papers and everything, and he has to reach out to his company to pay. And so they're not going to be able to send the money today because the money person went home. So he's going to have to send it tomorrow, but we'll come back and get the car tomorrow. And
never got the car.
She never goes and sees the car. He tells her, "Oh, I went and got the car and I keep it at the like Midtown office location. So I drive from their house in his Ford Taurus to the Midtown location to pick up this BMW, and then he drives it to the plant that he works at, which is another, I don't know, 20 minutes or whatever."
Is she pregnant with his child at this point?
I think she is still pregnant when the car, well, so she eventually miscarries.
Okay.
And she has to get a procedure done because her body can't
an abortion
expel the fetus. Yes. And
so she needs a medically induced abortion to expel the fetus from her body, because abortions are what? Healthcare.
Fundamental. Okay, yeah.
Fundamental.
Yeah, he says that he has some big business meeting on the day of her abortion and that he's not going to be able to take her to her surgery. And she's like, "What the fuck? Cancel your fucking meeting. I need you to take me to this. This is a big deal. Like, I'm having
there's
surgery.
A dead baby inside of me. Like, let's do this."
Yeah. And so he says, "Oh, it's fine. My sister is going to come and take you to your appointment." And she's like, "I don't fucking know your sister." The guy says he has 2 brothers and 2 sisters, or 3 brothers and 2 sisters. She's like, "I don't fucking know your sister." No, she's not coming to take me to my appointment. So she gets a friend to take her. He says that if he says he got a new assistant with his VP job. So if you text me during this, it's going to be my assistant responding. And so she texts him and the assistant responds. And she never clarified about the assistant. I think he was just straight up lying.
Just
she never
said to be an assistant.
Yes. So yeah, and then also on top of that, the sister that he said that would come get her from the to and from, she doesn't exist. There's no sisters at all. There's 2 brothers.
So why? Who was going to come pick her up?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he would have said if she said, "Yeah, your sister can come get me." Who would he have sent? No idea.
Maybe he knows her well enough to know that she would have said no to that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So yeah, so she basically said that. So yeah, he got his, to go back to the car thing. He was going to buy her a car as well, and he told her, "You should get a BMW." So they went and test drove. She said she test drove like half a dozen cars or something, and he was never going to get her a car. He didn't have the money for it, but he was purposely making her go through the motions of this because she said she thinks that he gets excited seeing somebody get excited over something that he knows they're never going to get. So that with the house and with the car. So he was pretending that he was going to get her a house and a car. Yeah, he lied about his family, the family members, and he was on fake phone calls every single morning. No one is on the other end, and he is on the phone like, "Oh, how was your weekend?" Like, blah blah blah.
Yeah, how's little Timmy?
Yes. Like, no joke. And she gives examples of what those conversations might have looked like. Like, he would have been like, "Oh, blah 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 says hi," and she's like, "Oh, tell him I said hi," and there's no one on the other end. So she said she met.
How does she know that?
Well, because he said he was talking to his brother every day, every morning at 6:15 was when he would go to work. He was talking to his brother that lives in Philadelphia. I think there's family members in different areas. And the brother said, "I haven't talked to him since 2015. I can promise you, if he was on the phone with anybody, it was not me." So if there was somebody on the phone, they would have had to be pretending.
I think this guy might be really crazy.
Oh yeah, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia as a child.
Ah.
And and
And
so
he probably
another
went
thing
through a lot of his adult life unmedicated and
exactly.
unchecked.
His parents that his brother said
He's
cuz
living a
she
fake life.
yeah. Dude, okay. So, yes, he is living a fake life and that is because his twin brother is the VP of his company. He has a wife and children. He lives in a 4-bedroom house in Nashville.
And he's a twin brother.
He has a twin brother. And he drives a BMW. So he literally just took the
Oh,
twins'
he's
life.
mentally fucking ill as
Yes.
fuck. That
He
man
is a
is sick.
yes.
And you know
Yeah.
what's so sad is because now that he's come forward and he's like denying all these allegations, and nobody is in the comments saying this man is sick, he needs help. Everyone's in the comments just flaming him, which rightfully
Yeah.
so, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
on that same note, like I can smell that this man is ill from a
Yeah.
mile away. Normal people don't do this.
Really bad. Yeah.
Like he is obviously very, very, very fucking sick, and he was diagnosed as a child with
Mhm.
schizophrenia. That kind of shit gets way worse in adulthood. It doesn't
Yep.
get better.
Right.
Mental illness it just gets worse and worse as the older you go, if
Mhm.
especially if it's left unmedicated, unchecked.
Yep.
That man is sick, and he's very sick, and he needs help.
Yeah. Really bad. And yeah,
Wow.
there's just he lied about random shit. Like he said that well, first of all, he said that he lied about what his parents did for work. He said that his dad was a cop for his whole life. The dad was a correctional officer at one point, and then he was a truck driver. It's just random stuff. Like, why do you need to lie about that? He also lied and said that his parents opened a church. And the brother told her, my dad had not stepped foot in a church since he was married. Like,
Yeah,
he
this
smoked
man's
and
sick.
drank and he was a truck driver. Like, he was out
He made up a
doing God
story in
knows
his
what.
head. He
Yeah.
is obviously so fucking unwell and unhappy with himself that he
Mhm.
made up a story in his head and he believes it.
Yeah. Yeah, he when she asked to see cuz one of the biggest things that started like the end of their relationship, like the beginning of the end was her asking him to see his bank accounts because he said that he has 4 bank accounts and that there was 2 that he would show her and then there was 2 that he would not. And they went to marriage counseling and everything and like he was like I earn that money. I don't have to show her. And it was like one of them was like an offshore account. They didn't exist. But he
Yeah.
did show her 2 bank accounts that were screenshots from
You
Google
know what's so
Images.
crazy?
And the car, he showed her his car, screenshot from Google
I
Images.
had an ex-boyfriend, one of my very first boyfriends, one of the worst people I've ever met in my entire life, cheated on me, hate him. I still carry trauma to this day because he was literally the worst person I've ever met.
Yeah.
He he used to say that he had like this bank account with like 40. He was broke. I would pay most of our rent. Like it was just like he was constantly letting me down, but he had this account. And I was like, "So can you like help us with our rent this month?" He's like, "No, I can't. Like I can't. I just can't." Like he would just lie about shit like that. And that guy wasn't mentally ill. He was just a fucking loser.
Mhm. Yeah. It just they wanna feel
He was just a fucking like literally he was a fucking loser and he wanted to feel have value to
yeah,
me. And
yeah,
unfortunately, society has said men's value is in their pockets. And so men
yeah,
will lie about that kind of shit all the time.
totally.
All the
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, he
so bizarre.
also lied and said that his grandma, his uncle, and one more person. His grandma, his uncle, and his ex-wife's daughter, so his stepchild. He said that all of those 3 people died from COVID. And none the first of all, the stepdaughter did not die at all.
Oh, he
She's
has a
completely fine.
stepdaughter though. Oh,
Well,
but
the
his
from the
ex-wife has a restraining order against him though.
yeah, I think she has, yeah. Um, I don't know, but I would hope that she does. But yeah, so he said that the stepdaughter died. She never died. She's completely fine. The grandma died in like 2008 or something. And the uncle, same thing. It was like they died years before. He also said that he was talking to his cousin Junebug on the phone. Junebug has been dead since the early 2010s too.
I wonder if he was a
So
big drinker.
she didn't say anything about any substances at all.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to know as well. But we're
Yeah.
talking about sometimes he's on the phone at 6 o'clock in the morning talking to these
Yeah.
people. Um,
Like, that's dedicated crazy. Like, that's actually fucking crazy. Like, you
yeah.
having a schedule to have fake phone calls for years?
And
That's
what's like
mentally that's mental illness.
what if you get caught? Like what if she's like, "Oh, hey, let me talk to him really quick. I just want to tell him something." And
It
then,
just broke up.
"Oh, the call dropped." Oh.
See, that's the thing. She never went through his phone, like, to, like,
So
see
she
calls or
eventually went through
anything?
his phone and she went through his Facebook messages and saw that he was sexting with other women.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. And he actually had met up with like a prostitute and elicited services while they were together.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't
She also
well,
said that she
he's
read
very ill.
he's disgusting, yeah. But she also like was reading through his messages and saying, "This is not the person that I'm married to." Like he was like two different people
Mhm.
talking,
Like,
you
act
know.
like, talking in a totally different way than from how he talks to her.
Yeah. Um I'm trying to think like what else he lied about because it was so much. Oh, he said that he went to San Diego State University and played football. But she couldn't find any record of him. Oh, and he lived in San Diego and he bought a San Diego home with his money that he earned playing arena football, which she was like, when she's telling the story, she's like, please forgive me. I don't know anything about arena football because they make like 40,000 a year. Like, it's like not,
Less than
uh,
teachers.
like, and even less than what I mean, it might even not even be 40,000 a year. I don't think they don't make shit. Like they don't make anything.
Yep.
So he told her, yeah, she couldn't find any record of him in San Diego at all, but definitely not at San Diego State University. And he told her, "Oh, my dad paid for me to be a private citizen, so my record doesn't show up on anything. My name doesn't show up on anything." And she knew, like, this is when she's really finding out all the lies, so she
She
knew
said,
that that
"Okay."
was a lie. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
She's
pretty
lucky to
fucking
be alive, bro. Men like
right.
that who weave lies like that kill
Well,
all the
yeah,
fucking
so
time.
because she's talking about the day that when she kicks him out and he has, like, a fucked up knee, so he's, like, bedridden. Because I was like she's, like, talking about the day that she's kicking him out, and I'm like, "Dude, thank God this guy's not, yeah, violent," because
Or
I think
able-bodied at
but
this
then,
point.
when Adam and I were talking about it too, I was like, the people that are violent tend to like, he would have shown his violence before that.
We don't know that. Ted Bundy did not show any violence to the woman he was with. He took it all out on strangers that he found on the side of the road.
Right, but if he was gonna take the violence out on his
If
wife.
his wife found out and confronted him about it, I cannot say that Ted Bundy wouldn't have gone Ted Bundy on
Yeah,
her,
yeah,
you
yeah, I see
know?
what you
Like,
mean,
they just
yeah.
never had the opportunity. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't trust men.
yeah.
Period. A man can be violent one moment and never violent again. A man can never be violent and be violent in one moment.
I don't agree that a man can be violent and never be violent again. I think that if
Probably
they
not,
show
right? Yeah, if
violence,
they show
yeah,
violence, then they're probably pretty violent in some way or
yeah,
another.
it's gonna come out again for
So
sure.
you don't think that men are capable of changing, is what you're saying?
Not violent men. No.
So you
Not
don't
men
think
that are
that, like,
violent toward
therapy and
women.
anger management and, like, dealing with that and, like, really
Ugh.
intensive therapy and things like that can fix that? You think it's just, like, in
I
there?
do. Okay, yes. Intensive therapy and a
Like, if
lot
somebody,
of
like,
work.
really did the work to change that about themselves, I think they could.
I think maybe.
Most won't, but
Exactly.
I think it's possible.
And hopefully those people never get pushed to a point ever again,
Like, you need to
even
think about,
after.
like, there's, like, soldiers who come back and they've committed horrible fucking atrocities in war, and then they go through a ton of therapy, and now they're, like,
They do
"Don't hurt a
Molly
fly" type
and
shit, you know?
mushrooms. They really do give people Molly
For
for
anxiety and, like, PTSD.
PTSD. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
Me
I hate
neither.
Molly. Molly makes me wanna kill myself the next day, so I don't see why they're doing that, but if
It
it's
does
working, it's
something.
working.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But yeah, you're right. I guess, like, yeah, it's with a ton of work.
You have to wanna change that about yourself, though,
Absolutely. And you
you know?
have to be willing to know when you might be put in a situation that makes you
Unpacking triggers is
regress.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unpacking triggers is huge. But I think they're possible. So that said,
Yeah.
that she's very lucky to be alive and well because when you find somebody in their lies, they could react any kind of way. They could
Yep.
be, oh well, I'm caught, or well,
I
now
now have to kill
you
you.
have to die because
Yeah.
nobody else can find this out,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So wait, so the day she's kicking him out,
Yeah.
what were you saying? She said he's
No,
like in.
that's she was fucking the way she's talking about it, she was like, I was fucking raging, and I his both her mom, she's on the phone with her mom, and her mom tells him, "Get out of there because I think my daughter might kill you." And his aunt is also apparently, so that she said she was super calm on the day she was kicking him out until he's on the phone with his aunt, and he tells his aunt, "I don't know, my wife's saying I lied to her. I never lied to her." And she said that that sent
Went
her into a
off.
fuck yes. She
Yeah.
was like, "You saying you've
Rachel.
never lied to me? Are you
You can pull up
fucking"
100 receipts of lies right
Yes.
now.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
So, yeah,
Pathetic.
she said that that sent her into a fucking rage, and she was screaming at him, calling him all sorts of names, like, saying that she was gonna beat his fucking ass. And he's like,
Good.
he is really, he's physically disabled at this point because he has a
Oh,
really messed up
well,
knee. Yeah,
maybe
he's a
we
really
shouldn't
messed up knee.
threatening disabled people.
He
But also, if you're gonna lie to me, like, did she lose money because of this? Or was it just like a weird thing?
She
Because it sounds
didn't
like she was paying
lose
her bills for a long time. So, like,
he
not
was
that bad
paying
of an arrangement.
he was paying her rent.
The whole
Yes.
time.
Yes.
The whole time he managed to pay her rent.
He has a job that makes him just enough money. And also they're in Georgia in 2020. So it was like, she said that her rent was literally like $1,000. So he makes just enough money to cover the bills, basically, and like get gifts here
Is it
in the
that bad of a
neighborhood.
trade-off? You didn't have to pay your rent for a couple years, girl.
Well, he traumatized her
Well, yeah, the
beyond
trauma,
any.
but, like, you know who else traumatizes me? The IRS.
Be serious. Be fucking serious.
Silver
You're
lining,
not
she got
wrong.
free rent for a couple years, man. Like,
Oh my
people deal
God,
with way
no.
worse. People deal with exactly that and zero rent paid.
That does not matter.
I'm not saying
What?
that it discounts her trauma,
Okay, because
but
what?
silver lining.
Just be yeah, silver lining. Yes, it could be worse, girl.
It
It could
could
be
be worse.
worse.
It- People
Yeah.
don't ever say that to somebody.
No,
Could be worse. You could have no legs and no arms and just be a doormat.
that would be worse for sure.
Just an inanimate object.
Yeah. He also lied and told his aunt that they had their baby and that the baby existed. And she was like, every time she talked to him, she'd be like, "Bring the baby," and he was like, "Oh no, I can't this time because blah blah blah."
So was she not alarmed that he lied about the baby to the aunt?
Yeah, she was alarmed that he lied about but I imagine after hearing everything else, that's probably just a little cherry on top. But also, everybody that's in his family knows that he's a liar. So when she talked to his cousin, she
They're
talked
like,
to his
yeah, he's
brother,
crazy.
they know that he is they said he's been a liar since he was a kid.
Well, it sounds like he's mentally ill since he was
No,
a
he
kid,
is.
and they maybe didn't have the wherewithal, resources, or
Yeah.
knowledge to do that.
The brother said that the parents did everything that they possibly could in
Damn.
order to get him on medication and get him
That's the
help.
fucking thing about mentally ill people, is if they refuse to take care of themselves, there's nothing you can do. I had a
Yeah.
friend whose brother chose to live on the streets.
Oh,
Just had a family that was willing to take him in, care for him, give him a place to live, get him on his feet, and take care of him. And he still chooses to this day to live on the streets and just be a crackhead. He chooses
wow.
to, and he is not a rich family, but they have the resources to take care of him and to
Yeah.
get him help.
It's easier to
Well,
stay in your bad habits.
mental illness is fucking hard. It's really
Yeah.
hard, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes
something it's taking over your brain.
people need to be forced into helping themselves, but it's really hard to do that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I
So,
mean, yeah, it's probably one of the hardest things to see as a family member or anybody that you see
I
anybody that
could
you
not
love.
imagine having a family member that chose to live on the streets.
Oh,
I would be
me
so
either.
mad at them. I'd be filled with rage towards them. I'd be so angry.
Yeah,
And I know
absolutely.
that's not right, but I would.
Right.
I'd be so mad at them. I'd be like, "The
Yeah, I
fuck
mean,
is wrong with you?
that's how I
Grow up."
felt. Yeah, that's how I felt with my my cousin who was on drugs when I was like a young teenager. I was so angry with her, and it fully made me like not want any relationship with her. And we still don't have a relationship
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that is anger is definitely like that. I was so pissed at her. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing? What is
You
wrong
have a
with you?
perfect life. Why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a perfect life, but you have so much opportunity for happiness here. Why are you
You have
fucking doing this?
all your necessities met
A
and
family that
also a
fucking
family
cares
that
about
loves
you,
you.
wants to
Yeah.
love you. Do you know how many people don't have that? That's
Mm-hmm.
why you remember that one time we were doing the Am I the Asshole? And the guy was like, my mom brags about me to the people. And I was like, you don't deserve a fucking mother.
Yeah, dude. Honestly.
Like,
Like, take that. It's insane to when I see, dude, anytime I see anybody or hear about anybody being mean to their mom, I'm like
how fucking dare
fucking
you?
twitching. Like, are you stupid?
Are you
What
a
is wrong with
fucking
you?
baby? Treasure
Yes.
that woman.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Some of us don't have moms anymore. Be nice to your fucking
Literally.
mom.
Be nice.
But then we also talk about how, yeah, sometimes,
Sometimes people have bad
sometimes,
moms.
yes, exactly. But that person did not have a bad mom. That person had a
No.
good mom,
I
a nice
mean, they
one.
didn't say, I mean, we don't know their relationship. All we know is what they told us. And based on that, not a bad mom.
Yeah, you had the opportunity to make your mom sound
To
like a
make your
bad mom,
case. Yeah, you
and it
had the
didn't.
opportunity. Didn't work.
Right.
Try again.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a rip?
Yes, would love to. Oh my
Thanks
God. I
for.
also,
Go ahead.
huh?
Go ahead,
I just want to tell you about a video that I saw,
please.
but you can go first.
I was gonna say thank you for pulling it together and doing the podcast today. I'm
Oh,
happy to talk to you.
absolutely. Of course. I've been looking forward to this for days. I mean, we didn't film last week, so um but I had to tell you, we can take our rip and then I'll tell you about it.
Well, mine's gonna take a second to heat up.
I saw a video of a dog play dead in a home invasion situation. The dog plays dead and then fucking attacks the home invader. And it is so sick. I knew you would love it. I was like,
Does he
I
fuck
have
him
to
up?
tell. He like the
Is
guy
the
comes
dog
in.
okay now?
What?
Is the dog okay now?
I think so. I don't know. I hope so. I do.
He plays that. Did he get like attacked first?
The guy comes in and shoots at the dog.
So maybe he did shoot the dog.
Maybe he did, but there's no blood. I was looking for blood and stuff. There's no blood. So I don't know.
They could have
He,
grazed him,
he
maybe.
shoots he shoots at the dog and the dog goes and then as the guy gets closer and closer to the human, another human in the shot, the dog runs and jumps and grabs the guy's arm. He's holding the gun with one arm and the dog grabs that arm and does not let go.
That dog is trained for that.
Yeah. The fucking playing dead. I was like, what?
That's
That is
trained
so
for
amazing.
sure.
Yeah.
They probably have a bang bang train thing that they do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Dogs are just so awesome.
LOL. Fast forward to the home invasion at my house, and all the dogs are just like, what is he doing?
Do you need treats?
Zaza's the only one who has an issue if he's I found out I think Zaza might be a little racist.
Adam's sister's dog is racist, we think as well. I think, yeah.
Because Zaza has hated. Did
Men.
Zaza hate you?
She's not, she's not the warm and fuzzy, but she doesn't hate me.
Because
I don't think.
I mean, most of the people that come over are people of color. Like that's just my friend group.
Right.
So I've just assumed that she hates everyone because
Uh-huh.
men, woman, like they don't. Zaza does not fuck with them.
Yeah.
But then Rajul's friend Miles came over. He's half Asian, half white, and she liked him.
That's
side
crazy.
eye, hard side eye. She didn't learn that from me.
Yeah. Well, and we think that
She
Adam's
lives with Rajul. What the fuck?
Yeah.
She's lived her whole life with Rajul. It's not like he came into the picture after she was here. He was here before her.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I do think it's possible for dogs. Like, okay, Adam's sister's dog also doesn't like when people wear hats. So we think that a brown person who wore a hat a lot was hurt him at some point in his life. She adopted him. So
she's been hurt by nobody.
right. She was a puppy when you got her.
She's been hurt by nobody. She's fine.
Oh, she's not. I mean, she's not racist then.
Yeah, maybe it was just a fluke. It was just a fluke. It was just
I mean, yeah, she's not my bestie.
Yeah, because
when I go there,
does not like women. So maybe
really?
Yeah, I think she because I don't know. I'm trying to think because I never have boys over, so I don't know.
Right. How many boys, come to your house per year?
I think of the last man that came. I can't think of a man that's come into my house in the last 3 years besides Rajul.
Yeah.
Like maybe Arend.
Yeah.
I don't remember how she was with him.
Me neither. But it's like, if she was a bitch, it wouldn't be a surprise because she's kind of a bitch.
She is just a raging bitch, but it was very surprising to see her be nice to Miles. I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe she's just in a really good mood that day.
And it's weird because, like, Miles isn't my favorite. So I'm like, why are you doing that?
Right.
Do you not feel my energy?
It makes
Maybe
me
she's Rajul's dog.
Oh, and he's Rajul's bestie. Yeah, so she loves him.
Like, and so my friend, she's like, but Rajul's friends.
Wow.
Maybe.
Dang.
It's deep.
Yeah, that is a possibility. I forget what I was going to say just now.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, maybe Miles smells like she's like, oh, I can tell that you've known my dad for a long time. You guys smell like the same place.
LOL. Anyways, well, thank you so much for watching this week, guys. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
Me too. I hope that too.
Make good choices. Be good to yourself and be good to each other. Be better to each other. My God.
Please, for the love of God.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Bye.
See ya.